How
Now,
would that have affected your
yeah,
frame?
I think him, and I say this, I talk about this. Well, I used to talk about this a lot. Him not being around, I think, was the blessing,
Mm,
honestly, because I wouldn't have been able to be shaped. I wouldn't have been able to be shaped the way that I was shaped if he was also present. Then, like thinking about, I don't know what the experience looks like, having a father on drugs in present. And I
mm-hmm,
don't even know what that even like would look like. Like being with my mom, just pretty much us for the most part,
mm-hmm.
was more. It was stable. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was consistent a certain way. I don't know what that looks like to have inconsistency like that in my life. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Now were there things missing because my dad wasn't there? Of course. I had to pick it up at some point, but I don't believe my personality would have ever been able to flourish, or would I've been able to develop the way I did having him there. I don't think so. Now that I know him, I can see that like I wouldn't have room to grow. I would have been kind of like, do what you say, that's about it. I wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
had room to experience the things I experienced. I see a lot of guys like they get the experiences late,
Uh-huh.
and then they feel like they gotta, late in their 20s and 30s, like they gotta prove something or be something, or and I think that's how it ended up being with my dad present, along with all the other nonsense that come along with a dad who's an addict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I look at it. I think God did exactly what he was supposed. I think He allowed it to go exactly the way it was supposed to go. Because I learned it's not like I ever had animosity towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even like homeboy, like I said, who was in my life, um, I had to work through that crap,
Right.
but it still helped me to. I got to see two sides of the spectrum. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I never really had the experience of church hurt because I know, like I told you, my dad was preaching also, and my man who was around was a preacher, a pastor also. You know
Right.
what I
Now you
mean?
said you didn't experience church hurt?
I didn't experience church hurt because I knew from the household that
Now that's
I
deep.
didn't have an expectation for
Okay,
pastors when I went there.
so now wait though.
Mm-hmm.
Because are you saying you said he was a pastor, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of people would categorize that as church hurt
Yeah. See.
because he's working in the frame of an umbrella of a church or religion.
Right.
So you're saying you don't see that as church hurt. You see
Mm-mm.
that as an individual
Right.
not operating as a church should.
Yep. So even though he